You are listening to the Critical Mass Radio Show, Orange County's business talk show, focused on exploring topics of interest to CEOs who are leading middle market companies. With your host, Richard Franzi.
Hello and welcome to Orange County's, longest running business talk show. I am your host, Rick Franzi. We have an exciting show planned for you. Why, you ask? Because Kelly Bennett is our guest today. Kelly is the Vice President for Awakened Women's Network. Kelly, welcome to the program.
Hi, Rick. Thank you so much for having me. This is going to be fun.
So I said it. Yeah, I think we're going to have a blast. I as the Vice President of Awakened Women's Network, I'm wondering, when you and your partner started Awakened Women's Network, first of all, what was the motivation to create this organization? And can you talk a little bit about how it came to be?
The how and the why. How it came to be was I have had my own PR company since 2009, and she has had her company for the last 30 years. She's an NLP and hypnotherapist. And we met probably about 10 or 15 years ago at a women's networking event and traded cards and had lunch and said, yeah, let's get together, let's work together, blah, blah, blah. And you know how life goes on. And so I started my PR company. And during my PR world, I've been noticing that I kind of navigate to those startups. I navigate to those entrepreneurs who are just starting out and would like to have media and, you know, some type of recognition, because when you have a third party recognition, it's better than buying an ad because somebody's talking about you. Because I worked at the Orange County News Channel for many years and I learned how to accept pitches and what the media was looking for, I thought, heck, this would be a great idea. But it was hard on the budget of some of the people that were out there. So I'd always bring my prices down. Okay, well, what do you got? Really bring them down to help. And working with nonprofits is another thing too, because that is a big part of my heart. Anyway, and I was doing pretty well. I mean, with the handful, 10, 20 clients that I was having. And then I started thinking, well, why not I go to the masses and try to teach people how to do their own PR, and have it available to them at a lower price. And I'll show you what to do. I'll tell you where to go. I'll give you all the inside secrets. So I created this program called Be Media Ready, and then COVID hit. And I was like, excuse me. And so I had moved from a location that I was in Costa Mesa, and I moved to the lake in Mission Viejo. And Kathy, she goes, hey, I live right across the street from you. Let's get together. So we got together, and she was writing this book, and she was bringing it out, wanting promotion for her book. And she goes, I really need your help. And I said, well, you look like you need an endorsement, because you need to have some high profile people look at your book and go, yeah, this is great. And she goes, well, I'd really love Oprah. And I started laughing, and I'm like, everybody wants Oprah to endorse their book. So I said, well, what about Stedman Graham? Well, that would work. And I said, okay, well, I work with him, so let me give him a call. I'll show him your book and see what he says. She started helping me through COVID with my limited beliefs, my money making, my brain work as far as how I was interpreting money. And believe it or not, Rick, she did a session with me, and this went back to when I was 8 years old on my relationship to money and how I feel. So I told her, I said, you're like the world's best secret. Seriously. I said, but she charges a lot of money. So we started thinking about it. And after a couple of, discussions, I said, why don't we'll create this together? And she came up with the idea of Awakened Women, and we take men too, so don't think we're excluding you. And let's help other women on their entrepreneurial path in regards to getting clearer with their money issues, clearer with their mindset, knowing where they're going. Because I'm telling you, I've been awakened since I've been working with her. I really have. And this is the first time in my life that I've ever been sure of myself empowered about myself, stuck my flag in the ground and said, you know what? This is me. This is how much I charge. And if you can't afford that, then all right. But Awaken Women's Network is a training, coaching, events, all kinds of wonderful things that we're giving to our community on a lower price scale. So people can afford it. Oh, and by the way,
Yes.
Stedman did endorse her book.
There you go. Bring it home. That's great. Have you had any major or minor pivots in the business model since you guys brought Awakened Women's Network? Is that a yes?
Funny. Yes, I would say it. Starting a brand new business, especially during COVID, it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we wanted mindset mastery, marketing, and media, and so we started out with a 3-prong effect, and our third prong decided not to continue. So the marketing end of it kind of went away. And I will admit to you, I am not a marketer. Okay. Marketing brings in the dollars. Marketing is advertising. Marketing is font size, colors, logos, verbiage, all that stuff. What I do is I get people on TV, media, radio, podcasts. I connect them to JV partnerships. I look out for things for them to do or to be seen. I invite them to events, to charity events, to get to meet people. One of my clients, I knew that Robin Roberts was going to be there, so I brought him to an event, got that relationship started. So the marketing end was like driving a 4-wheeled car, but with a flat tire. So we didn't have that. And so that was the hiccup, because all the behind the scenes, the click funnels and the emails and all, I don't know any of that technology stuff. So we sat there and I give it all to Cappy. She learned how to do the back end of click funnels and how to, figure out the website and how to all this techie stuff. But yeah, that was the hard part. We've got it figured out now. We're bringing on a really nice partner to help us with that, and and that what I would say was the pivot, big pivot.
That is a huge pivot, and thank you for sharing that. We're talking with Kelly Bennett. She's Vice President for Awaken Women's Network. I'm wondering, you said a little bit about what the service offering is that you guys have put together, but maybe you could give us more context for what is the organization?
Well, what we do is she teaches people about mindset and their beliefs about money. Okay. And so what she's done is she helps people get out of their own way about how they feel about money, because it's all about the subconscious mind and more about what you believe. So you're thinking about something all the time. I can't remember what the number is. It's like 50,000 times per minute. But those beliefs that you have are always in front. And so what you do is she teaches people how to get them out of your subconscious mind and put them into the logical mind, if that makes sense.
Yes,
so
it does.
She is a master of hypnotherapist. She's a master at NLP. And so she knows after speaking with somebody where their hiccups are. And so what's really nice is the clients that we have that have been through her program, when I get them, they're ready. They are ready to be blown up into the media. Besides, because that's what I have to do sometimes. I have to coach people in regards to whether or not, are you ready to be on Entrepreneur Magazine? Are you ready to be blown up? And some of them go, no, oh no. And they're fearful. So we get rid of that fear. We get rid of all of the anxiety. And when she works with them, this is a coaching training program as well as a media base. And so when you get us, you get the entire package. And we also have another partner who does voice. So he does the podcasting, the video. How do you use your voice to brand yourself? And he's very knowledgeable in turning books into what's the voice books, the ebooks.
Audiobooks?
Audiobooks, yeah.
So, do you work exclusively in Southern California? Do you have clients outside of California? What is your market?
I have clients all over the world,
Wow.
believe it or not. Yeah, I have a
Okay.
client in Tanzania, Africa. It's a children's not NGO, a nonprofit. Helped her with her book. Client, a client in New Jersey, New York, Texas. Mostly I have them just, they're spread out all over the place. But
And does
I have different variations of clients. One client may just want a press release. One client may just want to have introductions. One client may want to go to a red carpet, just want to go to the Oscars, or you want to go to the Emmys, that kind of stuff.
so the name implies Awaken Women's Network, that it's a network of people that are kind of a community. Have you built and are you building and expanding a community
Yeah,
of entrepreneurs? Okay.
yeah,
And is this targeted to entrepreneurs? It sounds like you're trying to help
mhm,
business people grow their business and maybe
yeah.
their professional brand as well.
Yes, that is true. We are building a community of like-minded entrepreneurs who want to learn and grow and increase their outcomes and their finances and their brand. And what better way to do it rather than, having to do all the things that we did as mistakes and learn from us and say, okay, don't do that, do this. And we help them grow and be seen in the community as well as on the media.
So this is somewhat serendipitous in that by relocating to Mission Viejo, you ended up being near a person that you'd known for 3 decades, but not formed a business relationship, huh?
Yeah, I was, I'll be honest with you, when I first met her, you're always in certain stages of your life. I was taking care of my mom. No, wait, that was before that. I had just gotten a divorce and I was very unsure of myself. My self-esteem was like this. I
Hmm.
was like, yeah, okay, great. And I was just smile and just keep walking. And I thought for sure she was just like way out of my pay grade. She's out of my league so much. And then I met her again when I moved to the lake and I met her for lunch. I was like, you know what could it hurt? What else is going
Right.
to happen? So why not just take a chance and try it? And so when we met and I showed her everything, that I go, well, what can you do for me? And she goes, oh, this is easy. Do this, do this, do this, do this. And I'm like, well, that was great. And then she told me what she needed. And I said, oh, that's easy. Do this, do this. So we thought, well, let's just get together and, do this together and we can help other people, how we help each other. Does that
It
make
sounds
sense?
like it's a very rewarding chapter in your career, Kelly.
It is. It is. It's been a labor of love.
Right.
It really has been because I've done so many things in my life. And we talked about writing that book and I'm like, oh man, it will happen one day, but it's very rewarding to see our clients succeed and have great outcomes.
Well, I think what you and your partner are doing is the hardest thing to do in business, which is to start a new business from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a tremendous amount of focus, energy, commitment. It rare is it that we've had a show, we've 1,300 some interviews, and rare is the entrepreneur who puts out a shingle and the business blows up. It usually takes a tremendous amount of forethought and effort to get to a point where you start to
Well,
scale the business.
what's really nice is that, well, what's really kind of challenging is that not only did we start this business and it's getting really, really amazing, but we're also running our own businesses as well.
Mm, right.
So it's a
Yeah,
balancing act, you know what I mean?
truly.
And the other two things that I do with the radio show and my writing for the magazine, it's like spinning,
Right.
spinning, spinning plates. You know, remember that
Yeah.
on the Ed Sullivan Show?
I was just thinking about that. I wonder if people still do that because that used to be fascinating watching those guys do that.
Come on, bring in the music.
There you go. If you don't know who Ed Sullivan is, Google him and watch a
Oh
couple
my
things
gosh,
on YouTube.
I'm
All
showing
right.
my age. I'm sorry.
I'm a contemporary. So, where do you go as an entrepreneur to surround yourself with other entrepreneurs who maybe have experiences or insights that are helping you to scale and grow this new venture?
Well, I go wherever the topic is. Okay. So, like, for instance, if I am in a celebrity type, cable, Netflix type of an environment, I will go to groups that I belong to. And what I do is I literally tap them, and we have a really great opportunity with them. It's called the Television Publicity Executives Committee,
Hmm.
and the Hollywood Radio and Television Society. And what they do is I belong to those two organizations, and they have various seminars and events and that sort of thing that I can meet, like the president of, United Talent Agency, or I can meet the showrunner for, Amazon or whatever, or some type of show. I also belong to a lot of different publicists Facebook groups that are private that we share and learn about best practices. And then the other part of it is that I'm always learning. I'm always looking. I'm always taking a course. I'm going to an event on the 18th for a speaker's thing and talking about, how to scale your business, how to look for this, how to look for that. And I always like to see what other people are doing and learn from them. So I hope that answered your question.
It does, and I think it pays to be a lifelong learner in today's
Yeah.
business environment. There's
Hmm.
to stay relevant, you have to keep kind of reinventing yourself,
Oh, yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
sort of
And making those relationships. The digital marketing is taking off like crazy,
Mhm.
and I had to learn all about digital marketing. And I tell you, it is hard. I don't know about this stuff. But it's out there, and a lot of publicists are going to have to go that route. And then another thing that's going to be happening is affiliate marketing. Remember that word.
Oh yeah, it's
So
big business. Yeah.
that's a really big one that I'm dabbing into. So
So you mentioned it earlier in the show, and I want to come back to it because you write for multiple news outlets. You host your host of your own radio show. I'm wondering, how do these other um, activities benefit you as a public relations professional and a vice president at your current position?
well, it's all about credibility and being seen, and the credibility. I've been doing the radio show. Oh, I've been on the radio for probably 25 years. So a lot of people know me from my previous show. But this show is more about building foundations. And we have entrepreneurs that come in and talk about various aspects of building that foundation of your business, and how do you create the foundation so you don't have it fall apart in your hands. And it's just like building a house. If you don't have a proper cement foundation, if you don't have all that, it's going to fall, right? So that is more of and we help entrepreneurs and get them on the radio show if they want to. And then it's more of a getting the word out there. The magazine, it's more of a give back to my community, because there are 5 magazines here in the South Orange County area: Newport Beach, Coto de Caza, Ladera Ranch, San Clemente, and Mission Viejo. And I write a column every week about nonprofits and what they do in our community,
Hmm.
and how they fundraise. And I don't get paid for it. I just love it because I love helping other nonprofits, and that is my give back to the community. So, and believe me, I go to a lot of charity events, and when they give you the card and say, "Here, do you want to bid on something?" And I'm like,
There are so many worthy nonprofits here in Orange
yeah,
County.
there are.
I applaud you for taking the time and highlighting some of them in your columns. That's
Oh,
fantastic.
every week you can find them in all those cities. It's
There you go.
orangecountynewspapers.com. So,
Look for her byline. So let's talk about tomorrow. Can you share with the audience a little bit about the vision for the future of your firm? Where do you see Awakened Women's Network going?
Wow. I see that blowing up, being a global organization.
Mm,
I really do. Because of what we have to offer and how we're scaling, it's going to be great because of the fact that we can help people digitally right here on a Zoom call or what's it called again? StreamYard, sorry. And connect with so many people around the world. Before, back 80s, 90s, 2000s, this wasn't available.
no.
So I really see a lot of people jumping on board and saying, you know what, we want to be a part of the organization. I really do see that.
That's exciting. That gave me a little bit of goosebumps there, Kelly, and I appreciate that. I always love to hear what entrepreneurs have and a vision for the future.
Yeah. Well,
It's
then of
always
course I'm gonna sell my share and get out of here. That's what I have planned. It's like, yeah, I'm out of here. No.
fair enough. You deserve that. That's one of the benefits of being an entrepreneur is on the back end.
No,
All right.
I really do feel that it's going to be something very special.
So if
Because
someone would,
I've never seen it before. You've been to seminars, you've been to trainings, and I'm sure a lot of people out there get up there and they listen to the speaker and it's yeah. But what about the follow through? What about wondering how did you do? How did you like the program? What can I do for you? Let's do another coaching call. Let's do a training call. It's getting inside their head. And what Kathy does, I've never seen it done ever.
so if someone would like to connect with you on LinkedIn or learn more about one of your endeavors, where do you suggest they go and how do they do that, Kelly?
LinkedIn is I think it's LinkedIn Kelly Bennett, and I think it's the number one because I think the other Kelly Bennett was taken. But Kelly Bennett, yeah. And then if they want to go to awakenedwomensnetwork.com and check us out, sign up for the newsletter. We have stuff going out all the time. And our next event is on November 3rd here in Orange County. We just signed contracts this morning for the Lake Mission Viejo Clubhouse. It'll be from 4 until 7. And we're going to be inviting a bunch of entrepreneurs that want to come down, men and women, to learn about it's going to be called the Money Room. We had such a great success with our Money Room last July that we thought we'll bring it back and get a bigger room.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you continued success in all of the things you do, and we'll get you back on the talk show to talk about your book after you've written it and it's published. Thank you for being a guest on our program today.
Thank you so much for having me, Rick.
I'd like to thank our audience. You are a part of Orange County's longest running business talk show. Kelly's episode was episode number 1378. If you're an Orange County entrepreneur and you'd like to tell your story, then connect with me on LinkedIn or visit my website. I'm Rick, R-I-C-F-R-A-N-Z-I, Rick Franzi. That's my LinkedIn profile. That's also my website. And until the next time we have a chance to be together, I hope all of your business decisions will move your company in a positive direction.